Hey y'all, it is Brianna and welcome to Brianna's Bookshelf. Today I'm here to give you guys some recommendations on books that I've already read and that I think are perfect for summer, and also some books that are still on my TBR that I have here that I haven't gotten to quite yet, but I think are perfect for summer and I personally am planning to read this summer. So if you need some recommendations for reading on the beach, books to bring on a picnic, books to read on your summer vacation, then just keep watching. All right, first up here we have Magnolia Parks by Jessa Hastings. So this is a romance, kind of. There's definitely romantic elements, but there's also quite a bit of heartbreak in here as well. So just be forewarned, this is a series. The storyline does not wrap up in this first book. Okay, so just be prepared and know that going into it. But this does follow Magnolia Parks and BJ, I can't remember his last name. But anyhow, them and their friends, they are kind of like the hot inner circle of celebrities, or like it girls and guys in London. And they have a lot of drama in their friend group. And Magnolia and BJ, they used to date. Some things happened between them. They don't date anymore, but they're kind of like on and off again friends. Are they more? It's very dramatic. While reading this, I got angry at many of the characters. I know people are obsessed with this book. I definitely enjoyed it, but this series is not a fave for me because I get a little bit frustrated with these characters. But if you can handle that and you love drama, then this is definitely going to be for you. So I would recommend this for a lot of people. I think it's a fast read, even though it's a little thicker for a romance book. Everything goes by really fast. There's text in here. There's a lot of drama, like I said before, and back and forth. So you can get through this quite quickly, and I feel like it's a real page turner for a romance. Next up, I've got All Roads Lead Here by Mariana Zapata. And this is another pretty chunky romance book, but I feel like this is a really good one to read in the summertime because our main character in this book, she moves to a small mountain town, and there's a lot of, hi there. And then there's a lot of hiking involved in this book, and that's the reason why I think it's really good for summer. For me personally, it reminds me of the summertime when I'm camping and hiking, spending a lot more time outside. Let's see, this is a single dad romance. So she meets this single dad and they hit it off from there. It's been a while since I've read this. I honestly really need to do a reread because all the details are a little bit fuzzy for me right now. But I know that when I read this, it was a 5-star and I was like obsessed with this. It goes quite quick considering how long it is. So I would definitely recommend this for summer as well. All right, this is one that I read last summer and was obsessed with. This is The Appeal by Janice Hallett, or Hollett. And this is a mystery book set in England following a troupe of community theater actors. And one of them, their family member, has a form of cancer, and they start to raise money for this person for their treatment. And then somebody dies, and this is all kind of interconnected. Now, what I think is so good about this book that would be good for summer is the way it's written. So I don't think it necessarily takes place during the summer. It might even take place during the fall. I don't quite remember. But everything inside is written in emails, police transcripts, text messages. So I think it makes it a really, really fast read. And I actually did read this while I was at a cabin last June, and I was able to fly through it so quickly. I just was addicted to this book. Like, I could not stop turning those pages, and it went so quick. So I think this is a really good mystery book if you are in the market for a mystery or thriller to read this summer. All right, and then mixing it up here, I have a horror. This is Sundial by Catriona Ward. So Sundial is about a mother and a daughter, and the daughter has started to act quite strangely. So the mother takes her away to, I believe it's her family's home that's like in the desert basically. And she takes the daughter away to spend some time away, hoping that it'll help her feel better, maybe get back to her normal self. But the daughter keeps acting stranger and stranger, and they start to find weird things in the desert. And it just is honestly really creepy. This is a pretty weird horror, so if you like weird horror where there's like time jumps, things that happened in the past that are connected to the future. I think you would really like this. And another thing I love about this is the setting of the desert. I think that it's like a really good southwestern USA gothic horror kind of vibe. And the cover really tells that story as well with like the skull and a snake. It's definitely giving those kind of vibes. So I think this is a really fun one. All right, it's time for a little matcha break. Do y'all like matcha? I know it's kind of divisive. I'm a big fan of matcha, but I'm also a big coffee drinker. I mainly drink coffee. Let me know in the comments what your preferred caffeinated beverage is. Okay, getting back into it, I'm gonna chat now about some summer books that I'm planning to read this summer that I haven't read yet. So take this with a grain of salt, these recommendations. I have not actually read them yet, but based on what I've heard about them, based on the synopsis, I think these are gonna be perfect for summer. So definitely check them out, read some reviews, see if you might be interested as well. So this one I got last year from Book of the Month. Right before summertime. I was planning to read it last summer, but I did not quite get to it. So I'm quite excited to try it for this summer. This is The Only Survivors by Megan Miranda. Now, I've heard a lot of good things about Megan Miranda as a thriller writer, so I'm pretty excited to see what her book is like. So The Only Survivors is about a group of people who, when they were in high school, they were survivors of this tragic incident that I believe killed a few of their classmates. And now in the years following, several of them have died. And recently another one has died. Now they're adults. They're getting back together to discuss these events. And they're kind of slowly dying off one by one. So, I don't know, to me that sounds kind of like the movie Final Destination, but I don't think that's like what the vibe is going to be, because I don't think this is like supernatural. I'm sure it's someone is the killer. So we're going to have to find out who in this group is killing the others and why. And I do think this is set like in a beach house, which is one of the things that to me makes it sound so good for summer. Like just the cover itself is giving like vacation in the Outer Banks. Not that I've been there, so I wouldn't know, but that's what it looks like to me. All right, next I have two books by Tessa Bailey. I've never read Tessa Bailey before, but I've heard amazing things about her as a romance author, and I picked these up a while ago from Half Price Books used, so I definitely want to get to them this summer. We've got It Happened One Summer and Hook, Line, and Sinker, and I think these two are like a duology, but it's like not necessary to read them both, but they are interconnected. I believe that they follow two sisters with two different guys. And the reason I think these are so good for summer is that they are set in beach towns in Washington. If you did not know, I'm from Washington, so I think that these are going to be really fun. And the girls, at least I know for sure in this one, are like rich heiresses, I believe. And they're kind of like snobby, and that's gonna, you know, be a little bit weird when they get to this small ocean town where the men are like fishermen, and it's not quite gonna line up. Kind of giving a Hallmark movie. I know that at least for this one, I've heard that a lot of people compare the main character to Alexis from Schitt's Creek. Okay, so it's like the main girl from Schitt's Creek, how she's like very spoiled, and then she comes to this small town and can't get what she wants and is like falling in love with guys that are you know, can't relate to her former lifestyle at all. I think that's like kind of what the vibe of these is. I think because they seem very easy to read, fun to fly through, read on the beach perhaps. All right, I just picked this up yesterday actually. I found it used, which is exciting because this is a pretty new release, I believe. This is Remarkably Bright Creatures by Shelby Van Pelt. This is another one set here in Washington. And in this book, we have our main character who starts to volunteer at her local aquarium, and the relationship that she forms there with the octopus that lives in this aquarium kind of starts to change her life and change her relationships and her outlook on life. Now, I've been really intrigued by this, even though this kind of like general fiction isn't my usual go-to genre to read. But I love sea creatures, and I actually also used to volunteer at an aquarium. So I feel like this is just the perfect book for me to read, and I'm really excited to dive into this one. It seems like the perfect book for summer. I mean, this cover is just gorgeous. So I really cannot wait for this one. All right, finally I have Carrie Soto is Back by Taylor Jenkins Reid. And this book follows a character from Malibu Rising. So if you have read that, you will know who Carrie Soto is. I have read Malibu Rising. It's been a while, but I'm very excited to finally get to this. So Carrie Soto is a famous tennis player, and this is about her like comeback to the tennis world. And I know that doesn't sound like the most exciting, but Taylor Jenkins Reid books are always so gripping and like make you so excited about topics that you wouldn't necessarily think you would be excited about. And I mean, I haven't seen Challengers yet, but I really want to. And I just feel like this is gonna be tennis girl summer this summer. Like, I really need to pick up a tennis racket. I haven't played in so long that I really want to play. And this book is just fueling this for me. I can't wait to read this and then go play some tennis. All right, friends, that is it for my summer recommendations. Thank you so much for watching, and let me know below what books are on your summer TBR. I can't wait to hear and see if there's any that I might add to my TBR as well. All right, see you, friends.